Hey, my name's Aiden, and today I'm going to be talking about our second week in the Indy Gaming League. So week 2 of the Indy Gaming League, coming out of that week 1 loss, getting swept by eSports, who were a good team, and we definitely had some positives to take from that week, especially keeping in mind the rank discrepancies in our team, where we have a Plat, a Diamond, and a Champ, and we're playing at Champ 1, Champ 2 tier level. So it's going to be difficult. Every game's going to be tough. But going into week 2, we noticed we're playing against a team called Sick Esports. Their ranks were not quite the same as Esports, for example, and they're actually, on average, kind of the same rank as us. So they didn't play their Champ player, and the rest of them were Diamond 3. So this was a good opportunity for us to try and get a win under our belt. Now, the only thing this week is it wasn't streamed, and I messed up my settings on my OBS, so I didn't capture all the footage with all the comms and things. It would have been really nice if I could have done every video like that, but I made a mistake, and I guess mistakes happen. So I'll just tell you straight up what happened in this game, and it was kind of a frustrating match because it really felt like we were the better team. I felt like we were more organized, and I felt like we were better. At least I felt that their mechanics were not that good, and it was definitely a game for the taking. We lost 3-0, and it was very disappointing. And given I don't have any live stream footage or any in-game comms footage, I think this might be a really good opportunity to perhaps do a replay analysis and look at the mistakes and what we could have done better to actually win that game. So it'd be really interesting to show you guys how we sort of look at replays, how we go over that, and how to understand mistakes so that when you're playing with your team, you can do the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to take this 2-3 loss. The second game in the series, we lost the other games 2-0, but I want to look at this 3-2 loss because this seems like a game that was a lot closer and a game that possibly we could have won. So I'm going to load up this replay, and normally what we do during training on Tuesdays, Thursdays, or on the weekend is we would be on Discord. One of us would live stream. Usually our coach would get the replay, he would live stream it onto Discord, and he would go over all of it together. But today it's just going to be me, and I will probably focus a little bit more on my mistakes, but I will also look at my team as well. Usually how I do this is I'm just going to go into player view, and I'm going to start there, and I'll sort of switch it up between the flyover mode as well, just so I can get a better view of the positioning on the field. Now, of course, I am sort of a Champ 1, Champ 2 player, so my game sense is far from perfect, and I don't always make the right decisions. So also looking at these replays, I may miss some things. So if you see it while watching the video, leave it down in the comments below. If I analyze something incorrectly, let me know in the comments. That'd be great. And if this helps you to understand your replays, then let me know as well. So here we go. And I'll turn off the timeline as well, because I don't want that anticipation when the goals come. So, there already, Marcus follows up. That's okay. OC goes for the ball there. I could have rotated out earlier. So, already I see a mistake here. So, after I've hit that ball a little awkwardly, I have gone up onto this wall here and tried to do something. Big mistake. I should not be doing that. I should immediately, as soon as I've got the ball here and I've lost it, rotate out. I could rotate back into the upper mid or just behind Marcus, and I'd be in position for a play that OC might be able to get, or to clean up their clear. So what happens now? Jump off the ball, OC loses that, and now Marcus is alone 3v1, so he has to buy time now. Now if I was back earlier, he could have challenged that ball a lot faster, and perhaps we would keep the ball in their half. So I come back, I'm back post, I go front post maybe a little too quick, but OC is behind me, winning the ball here. I'm going to play it off the corner, and OC almost gets a goal. So that's a decent play. Perhaps I could have played that pass a little earlier so it wasn't so close to net, because that's going to make it easier for them to save it. So here, again, I've sort of rushed that first post. I could probably think this is my mistake here. So this is going to be hard for OC to get. This is always going to be a hard clear. He has to be going quickly. That ball's going high up, and it actually hits the ceiling and comes down in front of the net. Now, if I had waited a little longer at back post, maybe I would get across the net. and get it in. But I really wanted to challenge the ball, and you know, when you play in IGL, you get a bit of nerves and you just want to get the ball away, so sometimes you make these hasty decisions that are not quite right. But I will also look at Marcus's perspective, because my thinking here is probably I'm going to go rotate towards back post. I hear Marcus behind me, and then I'm going to go front post. So let's have a look from the flyover mode. And of course, and we do see that Marcus is behind me. So OC goes up the ball here. Marcus maybe a little far back here. So perhaps it would have been better for him. And you can see, let's have a look at the way he comes back here. So the ball gets played. Marcus and I both kind of coming back at the same time, which is always difficult. So here I think perhaps I was correct to go front post. And maybe Marcus could have filled into that space a little earlier. He could have gone across this pad and straight into back post. Then he would have been in position a little faster. He does go onto the wall, and that's probably the mistake that he made. I can imagine that he's gone on the wall here to think, well, maybe the ball's going to roll along the wall. Instead, it hit the ceiling. If he'd stayed grounded there, it would have been easier for him to get across net. As he would have had more momentum, he would have been able to build up the momentum on the ground a lot better. Instead, he's sort of kind of awkwardly flying down off this wall. He does try to flip into it, but he just doesn't quite make it. If he'd stayed on the ground, he'd have a better chance of getting that one. So go back to the player view here. And we'll go back to me again. So we win this kickoff. I've not pushed up quite fast enough there. I've sort of sat back a little too much, so that's a mistake. As you can see, if I just go back here, we win the kickoff. Marcus follows. I should already be anticipating, and I should be getting to lower mid. I should already be lower mid, because then Marcus has the option to pass to me. Instead, there's no one really there. I do kind of push it up the line, and it comes across net. OC almost getting something. I've cut back in there to keep the pressure on, and Marcus is sort of behind OC at this point. Now, this is already a mistake. We've got Marcus directly behind OC. So, ideally, in this situation, let's go back to the fly mode, and we'll see what's happening here. So, I've made this play. Now, OC's gone up for the ball. So, doesn't get the goal. And OC is the closest to the ball. You can see I've gone out for the big pad. Don't ever do that. I should know better to go for the small pads. I would have rotated in a lot quicker. OC's really close to the ball. Marcus isn't very high up. He's sitting at the midfield line. So OC was actually correct here to sort of overstay as first man and to try and challenge this. He gets it out wide. What happens wrong here, though, is OC does continue to go up this wall. So after he's done that and he's popped it up there, OC should really be looking to come in around about here as I'm rotating back. So that would keep the pressure on better. Marcus ends up backing off because OC hasn't allowed him that space, and Marcus now has to come back. Had OC rotated earlier, Marcus could have challenged that ball, and instead now we're coming back on defense. So let's get back to player view again. Okay, Marcus gets a challenge. I go up on the wall. I clear it through mid, which is usually not advisable, but there is no one there to on their team to keep that pressure. And Marcus now gets an attack. And here we have decent rotation, decent positioning. That hits the crossbar. Marcus now goes up. Let's just see from OC's perspective. Marcus puts it on the backboard. And that's quite unfortunate. It's quite a good play. Would have been ideal if Marcus got that second one on target, as OC was a little far away. If OC was a bit further up here. So you see the bounce there. If OC was maybe a tad more to the right and a little higher up, he would have been able to support Marcus a bit better after Marcus gets this hit. Instead, he's sort of right behind him. So if he was a bit more to the right, he would have been able to anticipate this bounce a bit better, maybe get there before the opponent. But that's okay. It was a decent play. Almost got a goal there. Now, this is a difficult one. So OC's actually rotating correctly. Marcus is a little tight. But what happens now is, I guess it's communication. And I think probably they've communicated okay, because they haven't both gone to hit the ball. But they do end up both on the same side. So it's quite a difficult one, because I've gone up to challenge and it's gone back across. And Marcus is, of course, following it out. And I think Marcus has the better angle, so OC's right to let him go here. But now this... I remember when this happened, and I was not happy. So, here the ball, Marcus plays it off the wall. And this player gets a touch. It is actually landed. It's going to land in front of Marcus. So we're going to go look from the player view of... Oh my. I am really bad with the replay controls, so I do apologize. So we're going to go to player view here. We're going to have a look at what happens here with Marcus. So he gets this touch. And this player takes a terrible touch. But for some reason, Marcus has gone for this. He's gone for this mid boost. And immediately after picking it up, he's turned left. Now, we should know in these positions, there isn't going to be anyone directly behind him. And there's not. OC is correctly positioned to the side of him and a little bit behind. And I am third man, maybe a little far from OC, but my positioning is okay. So ideally, Marcus needed to stay there. If he stayed, he would have been able to play this ball into the center for OC. And OC is definitely able to get something out of that. So OC also turns away. These things happen. Marcus has gone away from it. OC has expected a pass, and he's gone away from it because he's seen Marcus coming towards him. And now I'm also hesitating, thinking who's going to go for the ball. And I'm also, at this point, I think I'm a little nervous to challenge, because if I challenge this, both my teammates are there. If I challenge that ball and I don't get it, it's an open net. So I've gone back and now a little bit to shadow, and Marcus has to go on this. We don't go fast enough, and this is a goal. And this is the kind of goal that is horrible to concede. You don't want to be conceding these, because this is purely a communication error. And of course, you know, when Marcus sort of let it go, didn't go for the pass, then OC wasn't there, and we all hesitated. We all got faked by each other, I guess. Really tough goal to concede. That is painful. Let's see what happens here. We get the kickoff. Okay, I think I've rushed my shot a little bit there. I think I had a bit more space. Let's see this again. I guess, yeah, if I would try to take a touch of control, the skier would be there to challenge me. I think if I put it a bit to the side rather than taking a shot, Marcus and OC were both in good positions there to make a play. But I think that's a minor mistake. Let's see. OC playing it up to the backboard. Oh, good play. So, not really anything to say about that. OC's got it across. Got the finish. I think if anything, maybe I was a little close, but I guess given OC's position, it might have been right to anticipate that the ball would come across there, as it did. Rotating a little slow here to back post, I am. So I need to be a bit quicker there. I also need to be quicker now pushing up, as I'm leaving a big gap between me and Marcus. Let's see what happens here. Marcus gets a good pass across. I've hesitated a bit there. I think not really paying attention to the car of this Abutra guy, Abutra de Racus, as he's driving away from the ball. So I kind of stopped and slowed down, which gave Atom the time to clear that ball, and that's a mistake. And it does end up leading to a goal. So let's just have a look here from OC's perspective. OC's trying to take a touch. He's got dunked. It's unfortunate. I guess he's trying to, you know, control the game, control the ball. Best thing for him to do there. Let's have another look. Best thing for him to do. It's difficult because if he clears it wide, Skier's also there. I think that's still the best option. Taking the touch there was a little risky in front of net with getting pressured like that. But it's again, that's another tough one. So let's go back to the player view. Okay, I wait back post and Marcus gets demoed. Here I need to help OC a lot earlier. I need to help him faster there. I would have gotten to that ball before Atom had I been a bit closer. I needed to react to the demo of Marcus. This is fine. One mistake here, I noticed it already. Marcus behind me. So, I'm really bad at this. So, Marcus has come a little too... If we we go to fly. Actually, it's going to make it a lot easier to see. So they play it in. You know what? Actually, I think this might be my fault. That caused Marcus to sort of do this a bit wrong, because I've gone for the big pad, which again shouldn't really be doing. I should take. Let's see where I was. So if I'm here when this happens, my path should be this: pad, 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 back post. Instead, I've gone for a corner boost, which has allowed Marcus to think that he's going to get into the net before me, because he has actually taken a good turn. But as soon as he sees that I am ahead of him, it'd be good for him to be a bit more patient, to wait instead of coming into the center of the net. That's a very dangerous position to be in. If I hadn't got that ball, would have been a bit of a problem with the double commit as well. If he just waited here, it would be a lot safer. Anyway, this is really nitpicking because, of course, they haven't scored a goal here. But I like to look at every single mistake that we make, be aware of it. So again, from my perspective. Now, this is a... this is a very, very easy one to spot. So, Atom plays this ball down. What do you think Marcus should do here? If we look at this play. He's landed awkwardly. He's not recovering well. He's driving away from the play. He's facing across from the play, and he's quite far away. So, optimally, Marcus had time to take a touch here. Instead, he bangs it straight to the other team. So, these are really the times, and you know, I see it a lot, even at C1, C2, and Diamond 3 especially, is this kind of play where there's actually tons of space. This guy is not getting there. This guy is driving away. This guy is driving away. Everyone at this point is driving away from the ball apart from him, and he's not really in a position to contest Marcus. Marcus has just taken a touch here and dribbled it, keep the possession. This would give us time to get in position. I can rotate round and get in position for a pass, for a redirect. OC can get in position as well alongside him, and then you can create a play from that. So if he just takes a little more time here rather than banging it, and I see so many teams do this. You know, even some of the better teams in our league, they do this all the time. I was actually casting a game last night, and the team that won was doing this all the time in one of their games, just banging the ball back to the opponent, and it cost them the game. So let's see here. Oh, that's awkward. That's driven on the post. This guy's trying to bump me. Oh, fuck it. And again, too slow. So the moment Marcus wins the ball here, I see where OC's gone. He's rotating out of the play. I'm first post. I need to push up immediately alongside Marcus. OC ends up getting there. This is going to come out really awkwardly. This is a mistake. I should not jump for that. I should wait for the ball to come down. I'm last man. It's pointless kind of jumping. Fortunately to get a decent enough touch to put it wide so that they don't really get anything from it. Again, this is awkward. Why am I going on the wall? Doesn't make any sense. I'm there. I need to rotate a back post. It's a good challenge from OC. I'm 0 here. Again, I'm on the wall. I don't really know what I'm doing. I think I'm a little bit lost for some reason. Okay. And there I've banged it straight to the teammate. I think I rushed that a little bit. Definitely could have had more control of the ball. Instead, I sort of was flipping into it. Yeah, getting some payback on the bumps. Love to see it. Here again, the gap way too big. You see that both my teammates, you know, we're going to fly mode, and we'll just see how big this space is, right? Like, you've got Marcus here, right in the center. OC here, able to make a play, and just look. If we look from here, if we look from the top, you get OC and Marcus in one space. Look how far back we have to go until you see me. If you find this happening in your teams, this is something you need to fix immediately. This is awful positioning. If I cannot be there because now I'm just a redundant player, I'm completely out of the game. If I should really be about here, because here now, OC, if he doesn't win this ball, I've got to clean up. He can also pass it to me, creates a lot more options. gives Marcus the ability to rotate away from the ball, you know, from that position. If he needs to, he can come back here, and then I'll be here, and we can just keep the rotation going. So, mistake there. Marcus rotates out, that's fine. We'll go back to the player view. As you can see, the other team, their mechanics, their ability is really not that good. Their positioning, not that good. And they're... Let's see, what is this mess? Okay. This is just shocking. You know, it's almost embarrassing. This is OC's ball, 100% of the time. Every day of the week, this is OC's ball. Instead, I bumped him away. I made it super awkward for us. If this other team was better, they'd probably score a goal from that. That one bump is just enough to cost us the goal. So that's my bad. Sorry, OC. Okay, rotating back post. Marcus is there. Again, spacing. There's so much space here. So much space between OC and Marcus. The moment OC gets his ball, I don't think it's even Marcus's fault, you know. I think this might be my fault, because I could so easily turn here. OC's got the ball. I could so easily turn it. I probably, if we go to player view, you'll see that I probably... Oh no, I do have ball cam on. What was I thinking? Let's see. Okay, I turn off ball cam here. I've got ball cam on. I turn ball cam off. I think I've just done myself dirty there. But ideally, you want to keep ball cam on as long as possible in those situations, because then you can see what your teammate's doing. I'm now behind Marcus. Marcus needs to react to this a bit faster. Instead, he goes to the front post. He needs to just get straight through the center. If he gets straight through the center, OC will be able to make a play. OC takes a shot on net, and it is a goal. We get rewarded for a bad play, fortunately, because OC is a hard carry, and that's what he does. But, you know, really in a nutshell, you can see that the issues in this game is really... So if we had better spacing and had better... We would have had a lot more pressure. And this is everyone's fault in this game. You know, you can't pin it on one player. It's a tough one. It's a really tough loss to take, because the reason why we haven't had enough opportunities to beat this team is all down to that positioning, just being too far away from each other, not keeping up the pressure, and banging the ball away too many times. You know, 9 seconds left now, and you can imagine the kind of shit show that it becomes. Oh dear. Not giving each other space at all. Yep, so that's that, and that's pretty much the nature of all three of these games. They all played out similarly. It's really unfortunate, because it was definitely a team that we should be beating. That's generally how we go over the replay analysis, and I'm sure my coach is going to watch this video, so look out for my coach's comments in the comment section, because he's probably going to clean up a couple of mistakes that I made analyzing this, and he's probably also going to point out a few more things. So my name's Aiden. This video has been really fun to make, as always. If you enjoyed this video, you thought it was helpful or useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well, so you get updated whenever I release a new super cool video. Super cool. I'm really fucking lame. Give me a thumbs up and a like on the video. It will really help me out. And, you know, comments help out as well. Really cool to have a discussion with all of you. So hit me up. Peace.